Proverbs 24:15 and 16 says, "Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief." 40 years ago, someone said to me, "Greg, you're going to lose plenty of skirmishes and battles. But if you stick with the Lord and live by the book, you will win the war, because you can't lose when the battle belongs to the Lord." And I've lost a whole lot of battles since that time. Wicked men and women have caused me a lot of grief. That's in addition to the grief I've caused myself. But when I was first saved and starting out for the Lord around the age 20, I was lied to and sold a bill of goods and ended up in a really bad situation that was downright detrimental to my life at that time in numerous ways. But I didn't let it keep me down, because I'm fighting for the Lord and I'm looking for that final victory. I refused to be defeated by this or that battle in life. In my mid-20s, a local and then the state Baptist denomination that I was in utterly destroyed the ministry that the Lord had given me up to that point without biblical reason and without biblical due course. And they left me totally unemployed and homeless with a family that included 3 children under the age of 5. At age 30, I dealt with a spouse given over to sin and had to raise 3 children on my own. At that point, I resolved to be an assistant of some sort and pretty much gave up on pastoring myself. But I wasn't going to stop fighting. But then by age 35, the Lord gave me a whole new life with a wonderful wife and 2 new sons she brought into the marriage. And we set out on a new adventure called Bible Believers Fellowship. 20 years later, I look back on so many obstacles, including those 3 children disowning me, radio stations kicking us off the air for fear that the leftist BLM and Antifa types might burn their radio station down. 15 years ago, we were slandered by leftists as being anti-government and subversive because we spoke out loudly against abortion and the sodomite LGBTQ trans cult agenda, and faced eviction from the building we were in at the time. And then I was personally struck down with COPD and could barely preach at times. And then came COVID, that most of us were knocked down and tossed about with 5 years ago or so from the time of this recording. Have I listed 7 times that this preacher has found himself fallen and in need of getting back up? I think that's at least 7 examples, and that's not counting many other smaller events, at least by comparison, that had me on my knees asking God for deliverance. And I've had people ask me, "Greg, what kept you going?" And my answer is simple. What kept me going was the fact that it's not about me. I've never given it more than a passing thought. There's nothing to think about. I get knocked down, I get back up, because it's about Jesus. It's not about me. Have you presented your body a living sacrifice, as Romans 12:1 tells us to do? Do you forget those things which are behind, even if it just happened an hour ago, and reach forth unto those things which are before, as Paul said to do in Philippians 3:13? And he went on to say in Philippians 3:14, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." You get knocked down, fine. Join the club. Now get back up. I love how Jesus responded when he was talking to Joshua after Israel had suffered a devastating loss due to Achan's disobedience in keeping the accursed thing taken from the pagans in Jericho. Joshua, after the loss, rents his clothes and starts in with a dramatic prayer and appeal, expressing doubt about the Lord's intentions with his people after such a defeat. Then Joshua 7:10 says, "And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up. Wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face?" I just love that. Get thee up. I hear those words echoing in my mind every time I get knocked down. If I stay down or try to stay down for a little while, these words he spoke to Joshua just echo in my head. Get thee up. And so I do. You get knocked down, get thee up.